Welcome. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing and component overview of Small World of Warcraft. So down at the table, taking the shrink wrap off here. And this is an area control game for 2 to 5 players. And generally, that is not a genre that I'm a fan of, but Small World was a fun game that I enjoyed. So since this goes into the World of Warcraft, thought I'd give this a shot. So it's a standalone board game set in Blizzard's glorious video game universe, Azeroth. It's for 2 to 5 players. They are going to vie for control of several islands in a hostile world, and their only hope will be to pick the right combination of races and special powers. After staking your claim to a piece of land, defeat your neighbors, and expand your territory. If you can occupy legendary places and control powerful magic artifacts, you'll reach new levels of domination. However, empires must eventually fall, so be ready to put your overextended race into decline and lead a new one to glory so you can eventually rule Azeroth. So like I said, this is a 2 to 5 player game, ages 10 and up, and it's going to last between 40 and 80 minutes. So inside the box, we have our rule book, and that's going to be 15 pages long with some nice sized text and good graphics. So going over the game contents, setting up the game, object, starting, just going through the different things, ending, appendices, and then explanations on each of the races and special powers. And we've got another rule sheet for variant play, so playing in teams, and how that will go. Add for the digital version. And just a Days of Wonder guide for other games, so Ticket to Ride, the original Small World, and Underground. Good games and a lot of expansions. So we've got some player aids to hand out to each of the players. So we've got 5 of these, so explaining the game round, terrains, artifacts, legendary places, then going over each of the races and special powers of each. Then some tokens to punch out. So these are going to be our victory coins in 1s, 3s, 5s, and 10s. So get a closer look at each of those. They're going to be the same on the back, so it can be hidden information. They're going to punch out rather easily. And it looks like we've got a token for round marker and some watchtowers. And each of our different factions or races. And then the on decline side. So components wise, this is just as good as the original. And from what I understand is going to play very similarly. Then we've got some terrain. Looks like some bombs down here. And other artifacts. And forts and other tokens. So here we've got our race banners. So Forsaken, Tauren, got some gnomes, night elves, humans, goblins, trolls, dwarves, kobolds, naga, draenei, orcs, blood elves, worgen, and ethereals. And looks like we've got the Pandaren. And our special powers. So championing, swamp walker, fishing, intimidating, farmer, mining, beastmaster, garrison, explorer, blacksmith, Mountaineer, Portal Mage, Battle Master, Enraged, Marsh Dweller, Defensive, Archaeologist, Herbalist, Sailing, and a Ranger. Then we're going to have different regions, which are going to be some enlarged with an L on it. Then medium-sized. And small-sized. Another large. Medium. And small. And a very nice addition to any game is trays to hold everything in. So we can bring all our tokens in here, handy to use, and everything else for the game set up nicely. And one magic die, or custom reinforcement dice. So now I've got everything punched out and put back in the box because it's worth showing the cool components for storage on this. So of course, when you start a game, you're going to give each player an explanation of the races, special powers, and game turns. And then opening page is going to go over the contents and everything you need to know for setup. So just for quick, I'll set up for a 2-player game. So we need to find one large and one small map. And if you're familiar with playing Small World, you can check through the rules with this explanation icon. That will show you all the things that have changed. So instead of just having one map, we are going to have different islands. So like I said, 2 players, we're going to need large and small. That's just going to be an icon in the center, so you can see this is medium, won't need it. Large, large, another medium, and a small. So we can just randomize these, pick one, either side, and put that out and play. Same thing for the large. Then we can reveal all the nicely stored tokens in here. So we've got all the coins, races, special powers, other tokens, and then all the tokens we'll need for our races, and underneath the turn order track. So we'll need that and the round marker. And this is going to go at round 1. Depending on whether you're playing 2, 3, 4, or 5-player game, that will let you know the last round has started. So we'll place that out. Take the lid off this, and this is very nice storage. So we've got all our tokens very neatly organized in here. So that'll be out ready for use. Then we will grab all the race banners, give them a quick shuffle, put them out. We're going to put 5 more in front of that, so we're going to have 6 showing. And then do the same thing for the special powers. Give them a shuffle. Place them out on the board. And pair up each of the races with a special power. So you can see here we've got Ranger Forsakens. It's going to give us information of how many unit cards we're going to get. Special rules, and then our race powers. Then we will grab the Murlocs, and they are going to go on any of the spaces on the board with this shell on it. So they're going to be the original inhabitants there. So giving us some monsters to fight, just straight from the beginning. Then all of our mountain regions, we'll get a mountain token put on it. Then we'll take all our artifacts and legendary places, give them a shuffle. And basically one of these will go in the center where it told us what size map it was. And lastly, each player will start with 5 victory points or money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll set 5 out for the other player. And that is set up. The game does recommend that the last person to play a video game will become first player. So just a quick summary on how to play on your game turn. First round, everyone is going to pick a race in a special power combo. So you can take the top one, or we can put coins or victory points on top of another one to take another race. But honestly, in this setup, I'm going to be fine with taking the top one. So we can be some Forsaken Rangers. Then we're going to take tokens of the selected race equal to the 2 blue numbers added together. So we're going to get 10 tokens. So we can get our nice tray and grab 10 out of there. Then we will replenish here, which is going to reveal some Mountaineer Dwarves, which makes total sense. Then learning more about our race that we chose, the Forsaken. See, each time you force the loss of a race token, either active or in decline, you may spend a victory coin to get an additional Forsaken race token during the redeployment phase. So, I mean, iconography, we destroy another token, we spend one of our money, and we get one more of our tokens. And also on here, it's going to let us know what faction we're part of. So red is going to be Horde, and then blue is going to be the Alliance. And then our Ranger special ability is we will collect 1 bonus victory point for each forest region you control at the turn's end. And of course, our money is supposed to be face down and somewhat hidden. So as far as deployment, when we're going to a different island or for our first round, we have to deploy with a harbor spot with an anchor. We are always going to need at least 2 race tokens, plus 1 for each other race's token there, Wisp Wall token, Champion, Fort, Mountain, or Beast in the region, and finally another plus 1 if it's a non-adjacent entry region. So it's always going to take 3 for our first setup. And since we want a forest location, we will start at this spot. Then we can put 3 in another harbor, or we can expand out, following those same rules. So we've got a Murloc token here. So it's going to take our base 2 plus 1, which will defeat him. So he'll go back to the game box. And then I really like getting to the forest, but I also want to see what's in here. So we're going to take 3, 2 for the land, 1 for the Murloc. Then we're going to reveal here, check our chart, see we've got a battleground. So you may benefit from the faction bonus a second time per race. If you control a neutral race, you can choose to fight alongside the Alliance or the Horde for the duration of your turn and temporarily benefit from the faction bonus as well as the battleground bonus. So that applies to us as long as we control that spot. And what that's referring to is if we were fighting at a location as the Horde against the Alliance, and typically that's going to get us 1 victory point coin. But since we have that, that will get us 2. So we can keep on attempting to conquer. We only have 1 token left, so we can't do anything with that. So for our last one, we can attempt at another spot, rolling our reinforcement die. So it's either going to allow us to have 1, 2, or 3 additional tokens for us, or it's going to roll a blank. So I need to roll at least 1 here. And we got a blank. So we failed. So we can take this and put it anywhere. And at the end of a turn, we can also take all of our other tokens and redistribute as needed. So I think we'll just put 1 here as reinforcements, then go into scoring. So we had control 1, 2, 3 areas, and we're going to get plus 1 for being here. So we're going to get 4 more money. So we'll take those and put those face down. Then the other player is going to take their turn. And second player is going to be aggressive. Doesn't want the goblins or the orcs or the Pandaren. He wants to be some explorer humans. So we're going to get 9 tokens. And our abilities as humans the end of your turn, place 2 military objective tokens in different non-alliance regions. If any non-horde player, including you, conquers a region with a military objective, you earn 2 bonus victory coins. You also earn 2 bonus victory coins if you were not the one who conquered that region. So that's what that symbology means. So we're going to place these out at the end of our turn, and if someone beats up some hordes, we're going to get 2 extra victory points. And we're also an explorer. So we're going to collect 1 bonus victory coin for each game board where you control at least 1 region. And like I said, the iconography, after you read this once, you can pretty much figure out what they all mean. And just to see if we can pick a fight, it's going to be 3 to go there, plus 1 to take out the Murlocs. Then 2 to go in the forest. Then we're going to need 2 plus another 2 for this fight. We only have 3. So we're going to have to roll a fight to see what happens here. So we need at least a 1. And that's going to allow us to win at that location. So what happens in a fight there, they are going to permanently lose one of these. So that's going to get discarded. Then at the end of the round, which it is, they'll be able to place this back in one of their other regions. So it's going to retreat, and we are going to get a victory point for defeating a horde with our alliance troop. So here's our original 2. We spent 3 here, and we're going to get 1 more. Then ending our turn, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, and another one because of the map. So 4, and done. Then we'll go to round 2. Next player becomes first player. They can pick up as many tokens as they want and explore out, or they can go and decline, which means they're going to flip their race over. They're going to lose their special ability. Flip this over. Gather victory coins for their spot where they are at. So if it was this faction, they'd get 3. Then the next player would take their turn. And then on their next turn, they would get a different faction. If it happened to have coin on it, they would gather that and keep on doing this process. And they'll keep doing that and fighting till the game is over, and then count up victory points for a winner. So that's a quick look at the components and a summary of how to play. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.